Hi, you guys. Today in Why It Hurts and How to Heal, I want to talk about emotional posture. I want to talk about how your posture tells a story that emotions never got to finish. It's wild, but your spine reflects literally your history. Muscles remember what the mind had to move past and get on with, stays in the muscles. And today we're going to look at how your emotional life has been shaping your physical form, sometimes over many years, and how you can reclaim that internal alignment that's our birthright. I'm Dr. Melanie Carlone, physical therapist, somatic practitioner, and I love investigating how we can restore flow in the nervous system and the fascia. So this is a surprising truth. Our emotional life literally sculpts our posture, and our posture then in a cycle, sometimes a vicious cycle, reinforces our emotions. So we'll explore how that happens and what patterns reveal themselves in the body. And most of all, I want to guide you through some simple somatic resets, and they seem so simple, but if you do them consistently, you can interrupt old patterns and reclaim that ease, that alignment, that central dance with gravity that we can do where our joints are open and we can move normally. So let's begin. Emotions shape the body. Every emotion you feel has a signature, and it's not metaphorical, it's literal. Think about it. Think about when you've had a sudden fear. The back of the neck tightens, the shoulders tighten, your jaw gets tight. Over time, fear keeps imprinting itself, doesn't work through. Those patterns go into that part of the body. Grief. I mean, if you've ever really cried and felt that deep sobbing where the solar plexus just rhythmically contracts and the chest collapses. Chronic grief collapses the front of the body. Difficult to take a breath. Anger. If you felt a lot of anger, there's this pulling back, the tightening of the buttocks, the rotation of the hips. It can clamp down the pelvis and the low back over time. And think about people who've had a lot of shame, or you yourself have had shame. It draws the head down. It pulls the ribs forward and inward. If you've had to carry a lot of responsibility or over-efforting, the entire back of the body is on always alert. That has an effect over time. And if you've had old trauma in one part of the body, it twists you. That's what happened to me. I fractured my leg getting pulled off a horse. It was awful. And that went in without me even knowing, 15 years old, and all of a sudden I'm dealing with it in my 50s. So old trauma twists you. It can be subtle, but that constant pull then begins to shape and turn the body. And these are not random reactions. They're reflex arcs. They're literally hardwired below the cognitive brain into a survival pattern that was shaped by this primitive nervous system. And over time, these emotional postures become physical habits, and those habits then become your structure. Certain muscles tighten, certain muscles lengthen, some muscles you forget you even had. Others are so overused you can't imagine not having them. It's not like you're choosing to round forward or grip your back muscles. Your body's remembering what happened emotionally that it couldn't work through. So that chronic posture that you're noticing and those pain patterns almost always trace back to 3 core reflexes. This is what we talk about in somatics. The red light reflex. That's that protective curl triggered by fear, shame, grief, sadness, lack of confidence. Over time, your physical structure experiences the chest collapsing, the diaphragm shortening and tightening. Your head gets pulled forward, your pelvis tucks under, and the breathing narrows. It's like the body speaking to you, speaking to the world, saying, protect the front, hide the hurt, don't be seen, right? That freeze response can be there. Then there's the green light reflex. It's kind of like the over-responsibility brace for action. And this can be triggered more by perfectionism, personalities that tend to have that always need to get it right feeling ever since childhood, the feeling of pressure and never getting it done, productivity, hyperproductivity, or trying to prove or perform ourselves. This responds to stress that was placed on us by this tightening of the low back and arch. The ribs tend to flare. You can grip in the glutes or have an anal kind of personality where you're always pulling up in the perineum. The shoulder blades get forced back and the chin often retracts, straightening the back of the neck. This is like your body saying, just push through, you got this, don't rest, keep going, you're gonna get it. It is the reflex of overdoing. And many people in chronic pain live here. Then there's the trauma reflex of the one-sided twist that can be triggered by old injuries, asymmetrical stress, always having something come at you from one side or having to constantly work one side, sudden shocks, or long-term emotional bracing that happens more on one side of the body. And the signature of this is like one hip hikes up or one shoulder rotates or rises. Your gait is often uneven. The pelvis tends to rotate or the neck gets pulled to one side. It's like the body saying, protect that place, guard what was hurt. It's only trying to help. But those reflexes were meant to be temporary survival tools. There's ways that we're designed to work through with shaking and connection with others and restoring safety. But if we didn't get that and life stresses keep coming at us, emotional, physical, relational, we lock them in. And this creates the chronic patterns that most people call bad posture or I don't know why it hurts pain. You're not flawed, you're patterned. And patterns, fortunately, can be changed, which is good news for us all. So in my practice, this is often the people who come in that have been through a medical model that doesn't see the whole body. It certainly doesn't see body, mind, and spirit. So those treatments often fail because there's a truth no one tells you. You can't organize yourself to be disciplined enough to get out of a reflex. You can't stretch a reflex. Sometimes it makes it worse. You can't massage a reflex. You have to actually start to address the nervous system, not the muscle, because the reflex lives in there. And until the underlying emotional and neurological load in your body's acknowledged, the body wants to return to the same pattern. It's what it knows. As a matter of fact, getting out of the pattern starts to feel strange and you won't do it. So that's why we have way showers and we're here to help each other. As Ram Dass used to say, we're all walking each other home. So healing requires nervous system safety, emotional recognition inside of us, a slow sensory-based movement, interrupting the pattern, breath, awesome gateway to widen our tolerance and anchor new ways of doing things, and new movement options that the brain can choose from. So that's what we're going to do next. So I want to give 3 practices that interrupt all 3 reflexes and open movement options in the spine, the ribs, and the pelvis. So you can do this seated or lying down. So the first one, the jaw release for emotional expression or permission. The jaw is like the gatekeeper of expression, or when we had to hold things back. And if you can soften the jaw, the system softens. So I want to talk about, I should just do a video on this entirely, but I want to talk about trigger points. Trigger points are little neuromuscular end plates that where the nerves come into the muscle that get hyper firing. So instead of firing at a normal rate that just keeps muscle tone, they're firing too much. And if you feel into the muscles on either side, you're probably going to feel lumps and bumps. And a couple of them, when you hit, you get what's called a twitch response. Ding, oh, ow. That's a trigger point. The best way to work those, so I can feel one here, and I used to have them so bad I had to wear a night guard. No more. Stabilize with your hand on one side and get the rounded end of a pen. This is a marker or a pencil eraser that's been rounded, and find that trigger point. You also can just use the tip of your finger and get on it, and it'll make you kind of cringe. It's a deep toothache feeling. When you're right on it, if 0's no pain and 10 is like, you better quit that now, can get up there in the 8-9 range. But breathe into your low back ribs. Let your molars soften. Let your tongue just be parked. Actually, let your mouth separate a little bit. Exhale with a sigh. Oh, that alone can downshift the system. And what you're going to notice as you hold it, and not be talking like me, even though I'm talking, it starts to melt. The pain goes from an 8 down to a 4, down to a 2. Doesn't have to go all the way to 0, but significantly down. And then usually, if you shift slightly, you're going to find another one nearby. Press and hold. So this deep pressure and holding of trigger points, when you let go, there's almost like a warmth feeling. As the blood comes in, the temperature rises, energy's been reduced and released in that area. Do 3 or 4 of them. You can do either side. And then with your hands very lightly, feel, sense the jaw drifting open. Let the molars float. Let your tongue drop. Keep breathing out with a sigh or a hum. And then just notice. That alone can downshift the entire chain. And this part of the jaw goes through the entire back of the body. Soften the jaw, soften the red light reflex. Here's another cool one. Shoulder unloading. Oh my gosh, so many of us have so much on our shoulders doing 2 jobs, taking care of the kids, buying a house. So you can do this, I kind of laugh. Do this at a red light. This actually helps unwind green light and red light reflex together. So you shrug up very slowly. And when I say slowly, I mean slowly. And you'll start to feel about halfway where these chronic patterns are. Doesn't have to be painful. So if it hurts here, stop, but hold it. If you can go further, let it come up. And then hold for about 2 seconds. And I have this whole thing that goes on the left side of my body to make up for my right leg. So I can feel it. I hold it. Keep breathing in the low back rib and then drop it down like warm wax. Not hot wax, warm wax. Really slow. Amazing feeling. And when you get down, let it actually sink. And you're probably going to notice that the whole rib cage starts to open. The shoulders feel totally different. We're going to go in 3 directions. Imagine your shoulders floating up towards the front of the room. So this kind of caves in here. It pulls in the collarbones, the scalene muscles. Breathing. Feel it. Again, no pain. Just hold it. And let that thing that's been trying to help you come into your view. Hold it. And then very softly, slowly, warm wax. Let it drop. Feel the breath widen, the rib cage open, the heart open. And then you got it, the back. So imagine your shoulders floating wide towards the back of the room. Peel them out to the corner and lift. This does musculature in the back, your traps, the elevators of the shoulders. And you'll feel all kinds of stuff there. Breathe. Keep a smile on your face. Smiles are amazing. Telling your body, I'm safe now. Keep breathing in the low back. Smile. You're doing something really good for yourself. And warm wax, drop them down. It feels totally different. Something you can do anywhere. Do it consistently. Take a picture now and do that consistently for 2 weeks. And notice how your shoulders have completely changed position and how much easier it is to breathe. It's so incredible. For the trauma reflex, this is a really cool one. Rock your pelvis if you're sitting forward and back. If you're laying on your back, flatten your back and then arch it. Right? Feel the rocking. And then imagine lifting one hip to a shoulder and then the other hip to the shoulder. And if you have a true trauma reflex, it's going to be easier on one side than it is on the other. Try it. It's pretty amazing, right? And again, now go slower and side to side. Then tuck your pelvis, back of the sit bones, and try to lift. And again, don't hurt. Go really slow. As a matter of fact, the more subtle and soft you can be, the more information you get in the nervous system. And now come up to the center of your sit bones and imagine circles. So come to one side, roll to the front of the sit bone, to the other side front, now to the back of the sit bone. Go all the way around. See if you can make the circle round. Front of the sit bone on one side, around to the other, slow, smooth, rolling to the back of the sit bone. Shift the weight to the other side, back of the sit bone, and roll it forward. So now you're letting the hips and the low back and the abdomen share the load of even movement, restoring rotation, which often trauma reflexes shut down. A lot more can go on in the body than that, but the pelvis and the spine are really elemental to getting things moving in the body back in the alignment we're designed to have. Then there's what I call the softening spiral. Seated or lying down, imagine the sit bones anchored. And now imagine seaweed or kelp in gentle water. And you're going to start from the root where you're grounded. So start for the sit bones and let your body lift all the way up. And then from the root, from the sit bones, go the opposite direction and only do the upper body when you get there. And then hold that. And again, without forcing, let the sit bones go. Let it go all the way up the body. Hold the upper body and let the sit bones release. And you can do it sideways. Hold it and then let it move and investigate. It's the coolest feeling. Hold that image of kelp that's anchored to rocks in water. Go look at it on YouTube if you haven't seen it. And see that fluidity and imagine it inside of you. Because when you're having fun with it, you're smiling, you're breathing in your low back, you're curious, you soften these reflexes. You tell the brain, that primitive brain that doesn't know time, the threat's gone. You're breaking literally a survival loop in your body. You're restoring circulation. You're opening the breath. Your muscles can start to release without force. And you literally feel more authentically inside of yourself. It's like your emotions and your posture finally stop fighting each other. And something really profound happens. You get your body back. Not rigid, not collapsed, not twisted. Present, aligned, responsive, resilient to what's going on in the environment. It's like that real freedom. So posture isn't a problem to fix. It's not like you're broken or messed up. It's a story within us to understand and a pattern that you can repattern. So hopefully you felt something shift today, your breath's a little deeper, even slightly. Just honor that. Your body's already responding and changing. Like this, subscribe, share it with someone who holds tension that they don't yet understand, and that's kind of all of us. There's more healing available, and this is just the beginning. We just keep unraveling. I'm Dr. Melanie Carlone. Be kind to your body. It's been protecting you for a long time. Love you guys.